Hi there! In this video we'll be looking at the process behind putting together a clay and mixed media illustration, and in this case for the Big Issue magazine for its Christmas edition. So for any illustration I'll work together with the art director to create some initial sketches to really map out what it is that we're both kind of looking to achieve. And once we're able to settle on a sketch, that will then act as the blueprints for the clay and mixed media illustration that I'll set out to make. So once the drawing and concept has been approved, I can then start work on making the models and the sets. And in this case I've got Santa, an elf and a Christmas tree and some snow, etc. So I'm going to start with Santa and I'll just show you a little bit of footage of me putting him together. Creating models is always quite a time-consuming process. I think because my characters look quite simple in their design or aesthetic, I think it sometimes surprises people in how long they take to make. A full body sculpt will always take the minimum of a day to make, and sometimes a lot more. Really, because they go through quite a few processes and a number of baking processes. So yeah, I think it's quite deceiving actually how long the process can take. And the Santa model that I worked on is quite a lot bigger than my average model, really because we wanted to ensure that there was a difference in size between Santa and his elf, so I had to scale up a bit. So I was a bit worried that he wouldn't fit in my oven to bake, but yeah, I got there in the end. So here I believe Santa's legs and his face have already been baked, so I'm just joining those together with some wet clay. And because my Santa here is a Big Issue seller, I'm just paying attention to ensure that he looks like he's wearing a tabard rather than a kind of standard Santa suit with all the white trimmings. And here we have his hat, which makes him look kind of like a gnome, but thankfully with the white trimming it makes him look a lot more like Santa. And I'll just finish that off with a little bit more texture work with my needle tool here. So moving on to the elf here, and there's quite a lot of work already done on this chap here, but I'm just going to give him a belt. If you're interested, I'll just link to the tools that I use. It's an old video I made about 3 years ago, but to be honest I use pretty much the same tools as I used then, so yeah, I'll link that just in case it's of interest. So as part of the brief, the art director asked if I could create a Christmas tree in the background. Obviously a Christmas tree is a little difficult with the polymer clay, so I've just got a little generic one here, but I have made all the decorations on there, and I brought in some little lights to add to it too. So here I am just setting up the sets, and I'm making sure that there's plenty of snow to go around, which can cause its own difficulties because I need to ensure that it's not actually on the model, so a trusty brush always helps out. So here you'll see Santa and the elf up close with a load of little Big Issue magazines. So I had 2 photography sessions, and here's the final image that the Big Issue went for, which I think works really well. They both look really jolly, it's really colourful. As part of any illustration commissioning process, I'll always ensure that I send over a few images. So this is another of my favourites, with Santa looking at the camera. So I think it's just interesting to see the differences really. I hope you found this interesting in some way. So if you liked it, by all means give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Take care, bye bye.